Muslim women wearing the hijab has been a topic of discussion and debate within Muslim circles as well as non-Muslim circles for a long time. And certain ideas of what the hijab is and also people's perceptions of what the hijab represents often clouds the real purpose and meaning behind the hijab. In this episode, I'll be sharing 10 of the biggest lies and misconceptions about the hijab. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and this video is intended to help clear up some false beliefs about the hijab and bring to light some new info to those who are interested in learning more. So let's start off with the lie at number 10. We have Muslim women are forced to wear the hijab. There is this big stereotype out there that Muslim women are all forced to wear a head covering, and this is a very popular misconception. Probably, like the most popular one. But Islam actually does not accept forcing someone into doing anything against their will. In the religion of Islam, women have the choice to wear the hijab, and it is no one's decision other than her own. Muslims revert to the verses of the Quran as well as the Hadith, and nowhere does it say in either of those sources that a man must make the decision for the woman to wear a hijab. The lie number 9 is hijab is only a head covering. There's a large number of Muslim women in certain countries who wear only a headscarf, but this actually doesn't fulfill the meaning of hijab. Hijab is an Arabic word meaning barrier or partition. It can also be translated into the word veil. And also in Arabic, the headscarf is called khimar, and the plural for it is kumur, and it has been used in the Quran specifically itself, and it states, "And do not display their beauty except what is apparent, and they should place their kumur over their bosoms." And that's taken from the Quran, Surah 24, verses 31. So the hijab is to cover the private parts of the body. Therefore, some scholars view that all parts of a person's body must be covered with a veil. And this is to be done so that people cannot recognize any private part on his or her body. So this type of covering is the hijab and not just the headscarf. Moving on to number 8, hijab is only for women. This is another big one, guys. The Quran says, and I quote, "Say to the believing men that they should lower their gaze and guard their modesty, and say to the believing women that they should lower their gaze and guard their modesty." And that's found in Surah 24, verses 30 to 31 of the Quran. So you see, these verses show that guarding modesty is not only for women, but it's also for men. So men and women have the same role towards promoting modesty. However, the appearance and the methods can be different in terms of the nature and the situation of covering up. Number 7 brings us the lie that all hijab wearing women are more religious. All right, guys, so just to clear this one up, just because somebody wears a hijab does not mean that they're more religious. This is the same as saying that Christians who go to church every single weekend are more religious than those who go occasionally. Well, Muslim women who wear the hijab do so because they want to be modest and want to follow God's directions to a purer life, among other reasons. But Muslim women who wear the hijab, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're more religious than Muslim women who don't. It just means that that's where they are on their journey in Islam. The next lie to look at is women who wear the hijab are uneducated. This is a very unfortunate misconception and lie that exists. On many occasions, people assume that women in a hijab are less intelligent than others who don't wear one. But hijab has nothing to do with education or intelligence. Let's take a look at the Arab world, for example. Women oftentimes surpass men in their education as well as in STEM skills. And by the way, STEM stands for science, tech, engineering, and math. As well as they often surpass men in participating in social causes. So it's actually common for hijabi wearing women in the Arab world to excel in education over men. Halfway to number 5, hijabis can't be successful. Now, a woman wearing a hijab can do her job and succeed in her career just fine. There are many Muslim women who contribute to society and are very successful in their life while still wearing the hijab. One of the earliest examples is Aisha, the last wife of the Prophet Muhammad, and she's one example of women excelling. She didn't need to uncover herself to live a great life, and she actually contributed a lot to the writings of the Hadith and became a well-known scholar. So Muslims teach that the hijab is to really protect a woman, not to hinder them in any progress and development of their life. The lie number 4 is the hijab is never taken off. This is a common one in high schools and universities and colleges, but Muslim women are to wear the hijab when they go outside, they pray, as well as when they're with somebody of the opposite gender. But the men that she can uncover herself before are men that she can't marry, like her father, grandfather, nephew, brother, or uncle. But they should cover in front of men that they could potentially marry. So a Muslim woman does not always have to have their hijab on. They don't sleep with it, nor do they shower with it. Yeah, some people ask that, if a Muslim woman showers with it on. No. Next up, let's look at number 3. Women who wear hijab can't be feminists. Well, feminism is not defined by bikinis or body coverings. It's about female empowerment. In fact, women who cover their hair are promoting feminism even if they don't explicitly say that that's what they're doing. When a woman stands up for themselves, as well as they stand up for other women and wear the hijab and promote that as their choice, that is feminism. Lie number 2, practicing women wear hijab. According to research conducted by Seren Karasu, religiosity is linked to commonly Islamic associated practices such as wearing the hijab. But whether a woman's hair is covered is a bad rule of judgment for how religious she is. Some women wear the hijab but don't pray regularly or fast during the month of Ramadan, which are, as a matter of fact, obligatory in the religion of Islam. On the other hand, there are many Muslim women who don't cover their hair but pray regularly and fast during the month of Ramadan. According to the blog muslimgirl.com, Shireen Izoli outlined her view that while the hijab is indeed a woman's obligation in Islam, it is not a pillar of Islam. And finally, let's end off with number 1, the hijab oppresses women. The idea that wearing a headscarf is oppressive in and of itself ignores the reasoning of the person who wears it. Third wave feminism holds that women should get to choose what practices are best for them. And it does not say that uncovered heads, it's more of a sign of liberation of women, and that's what it should look like. That's not what feminism says. And around the world, we see secular governments, and this also includes Muslim majority countries, they've tried to force women in certain ways to uncover their heads, to attend school or to hold public office, or even to just walk down the streets. There's many examples of this. As a matter of fact, even today, France infamously imposes legal restrictions on wearing the hijab. But with that said, voluntarily covering oneself can be an act of empowerment, not subjugation and oppression, and trying to force women to uncover, well, that would be oppression. So there you have it, guys. This was a look at 10 of the biggest lies about the hijab. Hopefully this video helped clear up some questions and misunderstandings that you may have had if you're somebody who was not necessarily familiar with some of the Islamic teachings about the hijab. Here at FTD Facts, we try to share balanced information about our world and the people within it in hopes to foster more tolerance and understanding. With that said, I want to hear from you. Sound off down below in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.